All right, guys, here we go. Game 9. It is the ace match, and here we have our TSL Terran player. It is Polt, trying to win things for his team, but he has to defeat this guy, Mr. Barcode, otherwise known as the ace of Team Acer in this ace match, DarkHydra.
How do we really know it's DarkHydra?
I don't know.
He's got a barcode. I guess we scan that, and it comes up DarkHydra, and then we're good.
He's been very deceptive the entire time. Like the Acer management was like, hey, we found this guy, right, and he's going to be a great addition to our Zerg lineup or whatever. His name's DarkHydra, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, he sounds like he's going to fit right in on Acer, so that he signs the contract and everything, and then he loads up his game. They're like, what? Most games played is Terran, and DarkHydra's like, it's too late now, I signed the contract. And that's how DarkHydra joined Team Acer. At least that's what I've heard. Anyway.
Yes, that's the story. I believe so. I think there was some sort of like ripping off a mask as well and then cackling at everyone, but it was just a mask of his own face, so it didn't really work.
Right. He pulled off his mask and it was still him underneath it, only he was wearing a Terran shirt or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
He ripped off his shirt too, and it was the same shirt, only it was Terran.
Yeah. What? That rascally DarkHydra.
I know, DarkHydra, man.
This guy.
Polt's going to need to worry about deception. He's going to need to worry about all-ins and things like that. DarkHydra, though, with a very normal opening so far, barracks and then gas. Polt looking like he wants to go for potentially a gasless fast expand.
Yeah.
And let's talk a little bit about Polt's TVT, right? He is the bio TVTer. Sometimes he plays Marine Tank. It is a very solid style, and it involves mostly bio, so we'll let him get away with it. But he's known for his Marine Marauder play, even in the face of people saying, hey, you know what, that doesn't work anymore. People are too good with their tanks. Mech is too good against it. I'll never forget when I was at the TSL house, and I just straight up asked Polt, I'm like, are you ever going to stop playing bio? And he's like, I know mech is probably the best in TVT, but I'm just going to keep playing bio until I can't anymore. And you know what? He hasn't had a reason to stop yet.
You know what? He has fun with it, and he's won GSLs, and he's, well, pretty much done everything you could ask out of a StarCraft player. So it looks like we do have a second barracks being hidden for DarkHydra at the back of his main. This is a very large main. It's pretty easy to hide tech like that. Polt not going to be able to get back in there with that SCV either. So kind of clever out of DarkHydra. He's basically saying, I'm not going to wall off. I have nothing to hide. Why don't you come in and look at this barracks? And then, aha! A second barracks goes down. He throws down a second gas as well.
Second gas. Interesting. Okay, so this is kind of odd. I wonder what this is going to be. It's going to be a Reaper first. Yep, there's the Reaper. But with that second barracks, what are we going to see here? If he puts the tech lab on that second barracks, I'm going to start to get very intrigued, because with 2 gas, you could go for some sort of like speed Reaper build, which we do see on 2-player maps every once in a while, and that is a tech lab on that second barracks. Okay, so I am getting intrigued, and there's going to be a third barracks. Oh no, it's a factory, never mind. So this is actually going to be, I think this is going to be a speed Reaper build.
Could very well be. This is a pretty good map for it.
Medevac.
As you guys can see, there's a few things that kind of go into its favor here. There's a very, very open space to assault your opponent's main. A lot of cliff line that Reapers can navigate, but on top of that, you have your landing pads, you have space around the back of the main that actually touches this fourth off to the side that you can ferry units up into. And even though Polt is looking like he wants to prepare for some sort of harassment like that, as he has vision pretty much everywhere, he still can't quite cover everything yet, and there's still open space for his opponent to exploit.
You know, and it looks like just a Reaper expand now too when he sends this one in here. And the nice thing for DarkHydra as well, and he's making 2 Reapers at once, so yeah, this is definitely going to be a Reaper speed build with a few Hellions and a Medevac, I would think, at some point. Yep, there's a StarPort. So basically, Polt could very well scan and see this at the normal time, but most likely when he scans, he's going to scan on the bottom side of the base, and there's Reaper speed. Yep. I don't even know what that upgrade's called.
Nitro Packs.
Nitro Packs, that's what it is. I knew that. So anyway, when Polt scans, he's going to see a tech lab that's moving, but he's probably going to scan on kind of the bottom side of the base to see if there's a command center there too.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's not going to see that command center is going to maybe tip him off as to what's going on, but this is going to come fast and furious here from DarkHydra.
Important to note that Polt is sitting on 2 racks at the moment and producing a ton of SCVs, yes, but and he does scan. There it was.
There it was, yeah. Normal scan at around 630. And so he may be a little bit suspicious here. You can see that he's not going for anything too economically greedy right now, but so far DarkHydra has put him pretty much in the dark. Now, the nice thing for Polt is that he does have a lot of Marines. Those are pretty good against Reapers last time I checked. And he does have Stim and tanks on the way. So Polt's still in a really good spot here, even though he could be caught by this unawares.
And he has that Viking out as well. So, I mean, if he can shut down the medevac pretty early on, deny it a little bit and prevent his opponent. Oh my God! Whoa!
Never trust the barcode.
This is going to end in style. So that's right. It's not DarkHydra. It's actually bit by bit. He rips off a second mask, and it's bit by bit sitting underneath that.
DarkHydra is bit by bit prime. Polt's like, no problem, man. He's my old teammate. I can beat him.
He's so evil. He's lighting the forest on fire as he runs his units across the map.
I think it is. I'm convinced. I'm convinced that DarkHydra is actually bit by bit prime.
Oh God!
We need some verification on this.
All right.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
DarkHydra. God, those Reapers are fast, and we'll see what Polt has to defend. He's got a tank, and that may be a saving grace because a tank is pretty much good against everything.
Let in. Wow. Okay, so Polt's like, come on in. Bit by bit, it's been a while.
And
SCV's pushing the Marines from behind.
And DarkHydra taking out a few units there. He does kill the first tank, but the second tank is now out. Yep. Does he have enough to go through with this? Polt is losing so many forces, but he does land the Viking as well.
What in the world? This is insane. That tank needs to get mass repaired right now, and it's getting so low.
Oh my God! He holds on to it! If DarkHydra kills that, he wins the game, but he didn't, and Polt holds! Oh my God!
I have not seen a game like this in a very long time, and that Reaper is dead, and you know what? DarkHydra is dead.
Oh my God!
That means Acer is dead. An awesome one-base build from DarkHydra, but Polt barely holds.
What was that?
Hellions just like, I'm going to throw these grenades while I can because I'm not going to have them in Heart of the Swarm anymore.
Oh,
but, like,
God.
DarkHydra's trying to like come out of this right now, but I feel like Polt saved enough stuff. He's got 24 SCVs to 16.
That
so
is
he's still in pretty good shape.
That is one of the most incredible holds I have ever seen in this game.
Yeah.
Polt was 10 hit points away from outright losing the game. Unbelievable.
Wow. And Polt putting down a few more barracks, kind of solidifying things, takes advantage of the fact that he does have that economic lead right now. And Stim is on the way for DarkHydra. I'm kind of just like saying things I see because I can't quite wrap my brain around what just happened, actually.
Thinking is like hard and things.
There's combat shields. Hey, there's a Viking and more Hellions.
Yeah, well, here comes
Reapers.
Hydra. He's going to charge. DarkHydra, he's going to try and make his way back in, but round two is significantly less strong than round one, as there are siege tanks out now. He may be able to hit in two places at once and kill some workers here, which is going to be pretty nice, because Polt pulls everything away, and the DarkHydra runs to the front with 4 Hellions.
Wow, is this actually not over yet? Polt looking like he held pretty well, but he's going to lose so many workers here.
Yeah, he does lose a few. How many workers have gone down to this game so far? Quite a few, as a matter of fact. What's the worker count at? It's 29 to 22.
So Polt still maintains that worker lead. He's able to push that off, but he's taking a lot of damage here. So 57 to 39. Polt's still looking like he's in good shape, but DarkHydra, you know, he's been able to do some significant economic damage. So maybe things aren't quite as not close as we thought. But I don't know, man. This tank push from Polt is going to be pretty hard to stop.
Yes, it is, especially with, okay, he does finally have some Marauders, so that's going to help because he needs anything that does increase damage against armored units, and it looks like Hydra is going to meet this force in the middle of the map.
Mode.
No, he doesn't. Is it going to be enough, though? He still has a fair number of tanks. There's a medevac flying overhead, but it does get picked off, and all of the tanks survive for Polt.
Polt target fired that one Marauder. That was a great idea by him, and DarkHydra's going to have a really hard time defending this right now. Has to lift that command center. I'd love to see Polt actually land a mule to make sure that those tanks stay nice and healthy here, despite the economic situation, but Polt may not even need that. He looks like he's about to go. Well, the thing is, he doesn't even need to go into the main. All he needs to do is exactly what he is doing, which is causing his opponent to kind of be held back economically while he, continues to surge ahead. And Polt right now, look at all those reactors that he's getting. He's just going to make a ton of Marines with siege mode here, or not Marines with siege mode, or Marines.
Oh my God,
that's
frightening. That reminds me of Diablo Inferno. Anything that has mortar attached to it, and it's just hurling AOE at you.
Just have Marines with affixes now. They're going to have like Marines with like Jailer Mortar Desecrate or something like that.
Oh,
End Stim.
That gives me the heebie-jeebies thinking about that. So,
well, basically doubling the supply of his opponent is TSL.Polt, and he's going to be able to siege up on the low ground right now. And it looks like he's going to go for the natural expansion. He was thinking about doing it at the main.
yeah.
And DarkHydra is in some big trouble right now. This is what you get. That's what you get, DarkHydra.
He can start slowly rolling those forces up into the main, and Polt's starting to pick away at the orbital command. Very low in health. It's actually on fire now. The rest of the units being pulled into the siege line.
GG.
There's GG! TSL survives. They are going to advance into losers round 5. They're going to meet the winner of MVP versus Caronte.
That was a close